For over 40 years, the Marine Training Centre here on Tarawa has been training graduates to enter employment in the international maritime industry. MTC, as it's more commonly known, is one of the most impressive educational and employment-generating institutions in Kiribati. Today is a red letter day for Captain Superintendent Boro Wuchik.
John, everything's ready.
Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all this afternoon.
Today's event marks the handover of state-of-the-art training resources which have been provided by the Government of Australia.
Over the last 2 years, we have provided over $1 million in assistance. Australia is pleased to provide this assistance because the MTC is of critical importance to Kiribati as a training institute that contributes directly and substantially to the Kiribati economy.
For me and my family, life is hard. It's not that easy for us. To me, being a seafarer would certainly help me get enough income to help myself, but most of all for my family.
Boes is one of the lucky ones. For youngie Kiribati school leavers, the opportunities for full-time employment are very limited.
You have to attempt that task within 1 minute only.
MTC trainees are selected under an island quota system. Those who pass the rigorous fitness tests move on to classroom activities. On this island, there are originally more than 50 applicants. Only 3 were selected. But gaining access to MTC is only the beginning. And for most trainees, the first few weeks are something of a major culture shock.
The biggest challenges for the MTC and now the instructors is to teach them the proper time management, to teach them that 5 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock, not 5:45.
I'm not used to do things on time. Sometimes we used to go late, especially when we have to attend any parade or class. We get late to class because we're not used to time. I mean, the time is rushing us. It's like it forces us to do things on time which we don't used to.
That's very good, keep it up.
But it's giving very good results, and after first 2 or 3 months, most of the trainees are complying very well with all rules, so there is no any serious breaking of the rules after that.
There are quite a few things that are new to me. One is we don't used to eat with fork and knife. Everything here only deals with things which we have to do on board.
An important outcome for Australia's support is employment. The South Pacific Marine Service, SPMS, is currently the sole employer of MTC graduates.
Able-bodied seamen, motormen, cooks and stewards, all joining our fleet of about 100 ships. We provide employment to Kiribati seamen since about 40 years.
The manager, Peter Longi, is fully aware of the importance of training.
Because training does not always remain the same. It changes according to international rules and regulations. Owners have an input. They want certain things to be done at the Marine Training Center. They want specialized training. So we talk about the training, what can be done, what has to be done, how is it done. We arrange upgrading courses for our seamen at the Marine Training Center. Short courses, we call them, you name it, but also providing training for trainers, training for the instructors at MTC.
Students are also exposed to courses organised by Videotel, and the completion of such programmes counts towards a graduate's final international qualifications. Many of the graduates will be employed as cooks and stewards. An important Australian initiative has been the establishment of a fully functioning medical clinic.
The clinic was made possible through funding from the Australian government and SPMS.
In former times, ship owners faced major expense when seamen were sent overseas with undiagnosed medical conditions. The ongoing health of each student is also closely monitored. The Australian government's involvement in MTC means joining a long-established partnership of New Zealand, SPMS and the government of Kiribati. A major New Zealand project nearing completion is the construction of 2 new blocks containing classroom and dormitory facilities, plus a brand new galley. In the past years, approximately 70% of each intake graduates with qualifications which are internationally recognised. Not only is this a proud day for the extended families, it is also important for Kiribati as a whole.
Kiribati seamen earning wages, sending allotments home to provide for their families and sending money home which enters back into the Kiribati economy.
In a good year, remittances from seamen have the potential to bring $8 to $10 million into the smallie Kiribati economy. However, with the downturn in the world economy, ship owners have been directly affected. Many container vessels like these have been decommissioned in Norwegian waters. MTC has accepted the fact that their graduates are now facing a much more competitive work environment.
Training is changing. We have to comply with new requirements.
In answer to the need to keep apace with modern developments, the Australian government has provided this very high-tech bridge and engine room simulator system.
With the training simulators, we'll be in having opportunities to put them like on the real bridge, on the real situations. And the trainees, the future seafarers, are much better prepared to take over their positions on the ships.
Bridge 6, half ahead.
We are ready to go with the next step and to offer our service not only to the Kiribati nationals but also to offer to other Pacific islands and to increase the revenue for the government.
The outdated lifeboat training program has also been enhanced by modern technology. Australian assistance with this modern state-of-the-art enclosed lifeboat will enable students to learn the latest personal survival techniques.
Morning, sir.
Comparing with institutions, training institutions around the Pacific, I think the MTC now it's clearly on the top because our friends, our donors from OISAID, from New Zealand Aid, and also because support of the government and SPMS partners.
Please allow me to convey a sincere gratitude and heartfelt thanks of the Government of Kiribati to the Government of Australia.
We've been involved with MTC for 25 years now, and I think having the Australian Government through AusAid involved in MTC I think has really shown good donor coordination at the highest levels.
Yes, I think it's a wonderful opportunity today to see the Australian aid program and the New Zealand aid program working in such a complementary way.
This song celebrates the joys and hardships of a seafarer's life.
Kiribati seamen are very good seamen, hard-working seamen. They are skilled professionals, they are loyal. Many seamen always go back to the same ship owner and are wanted back by the same ship owner. So Kiribati seamen are good seamen.
The Australian government's partnership with the government of Kiribati and others continues to create employment opportunities for young Kiribati. Such an investment will not only benefit the seamen and their families, but also the nation and the region as a whole.